How you doing? Today is Wednesday, August the 27th, 2025. My name is Gilbert Ross. I am going to go through a real estate note, performing note deal that we think is a good deal. And we are looking for someone to fund the deal or to partner with us on this particular note. We do two levels of due diligence, and coming across the first level of due diligence that we do, this seemed to fit a lot of the points that we look for in a good performing note deal. Our second level of due diligence is completed once, we are going to move forward with purchasing this, or we have the funder in place, where we look at the documentation, we look at the pay history, we look how the documents and how everything was written up and make sure that it confirms everything that we see on the initial due diligence that we do. So I'll share my screen here. And so you will see my contact information. If you want to talk further, have additional questions, please reach out via cell, or my email address is there, and we can get, your questions answered. So the uh, property is in Kokomo, Indiana. It's on South Apperson Way. This is a exterior photo of the property. This photo actually was taken in 2025, in August of 2025. So it's a recent photo. So it gives you an idea of what the property looks like. And we have a couple of other photos here in regards to the neighborhood and some of the other homes that are in the area. It is on a main street, so you can see that here. And then here's another angle of the street, some of the other properties that are on this particular street. And you will see that to the right here, you'll see there's a lot of um, square footage on this particular property. Is lot size. So it is a pretty large property with the house, sitting right there. So here are some of the, highlights of this performing note. It's a three-bedroom, two bath, roughly 2,300 square feet, built in the early 1900s. We have a property value of about 130,000 from the information that we saw online. We would need to get that verified with a BPO. But even if it comes in a little bit lower than that value, we still feel that this is a good deal. The remaining balance that the payer is paying, the person living in the property, is $26,263.68. And we're looking at a purchase price of $23,156.98 for the person that would like to fund this deal, or, partner with us on this. If you're going to partner with us on this, you're going to be purchasing the next 162 payments. There's roughly about 201 payments left. So we would actually own the back end of this particular note. So that means that if it does pay off, there's still a certain portion for the 162 payments that you are paying for that you'll receive in a lump sum. And then we would receive a lump sum based on the remaining balance of those 40 some payments on the back end. Monthly payment on this is $297.29. But we do take off about $30 for a servicing fee to have a third party service this, meaning the servicer makes sure that payments are collected and sent directly to your account. That usually is about $30. Typically, less than $50 a lot of times. So the investment to value on this is under 20%, as you can see. And that is depending on if that value is 130,000. Let's just say it's 100,000. You're still, at a, very low investment to value ratio, especially on a performing note. They typically trade at about 60 to 70 cents of the property value. So there's a lot of cushion in here to protect you in this particular deal if, something with this particular homeowner goes wrong, or if there is a downturn in the market. you do have a lot of safety built in at that investment to value. And like I said, even if it comes in at 100 or, somewhat under 100,000, you're still in a very good position. The annual yield on this is 10.5%, and this is the security agreement is a contract for deed, meaning that the funder is going to be on title on the deed to the property, and the payor, they have an equitable interest in the property, but they're not on actual title until they pay this loan off. So again, excellent investment to value ratio. This owner, depending on what that BPO value comes in, has close to $100,000 worth of equity. So if something does go wrong in their particular situation, what are they going to do? They're most likely going to sell this property to make sure that they can recoup the equity that's in the property. Um, and 10.5% on a deal with, minimal risk, being as though that you're in it for, you know, most likely under 30%, but right now you're under 20%. Of the value minimizes the risk of the funder on this particular deal. Also, the average rent for a three-bedroom, two-bath house in this area is about $1,200, $1,250. So, this person is going to want to stay in this house at all costs. Even if they possibly have to put a renter in there or something like that. Depending on what their situation is and what happens to them. But they're not going to want to give up a $300 a month payment to then have to go pay, $1,000, $1,200 for a three-bedroom house. And, even if they downsize to a two or one bedroom, it's probably going to be at least 2 to 3 times more per month than what they're paying in rent. So, just wanted to kind of go through that. One last thing, let me show you as well is the just the proof of the um, rental information on this. We got this off of Zillow Rentals. So, you can do your research yourself and you'll see that, what the rental values are in this particular area for a three-bedroom, two-bath house. So if you are interested in talking further in regards to this, please reach out to us. Telephone number is 973-475-8488. Or you can email me at deals with an S, ACG at yahoo.com. That's deals, ACG at yahoo.com. And we can, discuss and answer any additional questions that you may have. Thank you. Have a good day.